Well, hello there, friends. We're having fun. We're making pasta dough today. And I got pasta sheet, I got pappardelle, I got linguine, I got fettuccine. We're gonna have fun together. I'm gonna show you how to make it from scratch. 2 ingredients plus salt. Really easy. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Remember, friends, thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring the bell. We're gonna have fun. I'm glad you're here. Come on in. Okay, friends, well, let me show you how easy it is. It really is to make pasta from scratch. Not that big of a deal. 2 ingredients plus salt. I mean, really no big deal. Let's talk a little bit about the ingredients. Friends, to make a good pasta with a perfect texture, nice and smooth, we need what is called 00 flour. You can find it everywhere. 00 flour means it's an extremely fine double mill flour, super fine flour. If you can't find, you can use all-purpose flour. Whole-purpose flour is the more difficult to be consistent with it. What is also very important, friends, is for you to weigh, use a scale to weigh your pasta. Don't measure it. Depends the flour you're using, depends how tight you're putting it in, depends how compact your flour is. You're gonna have every time a different result. It's very simple. You're making 4 servings, you need 300 grams. 75 grams, do it by grams, much more precise than the imperial system. It really is. Gram is perfect. 75 grams per serving. Making 2, 150. 4, 300 grams, and so on and so on. Okay? All right, so we got the flour. Flour and the salt. Salt. How much salt? 1.25, 5 grams for 4 serving, 1.25 grams per serving. I use diamond kosher salt. If you're using sea salt, use half of that. I'll write it all down for you so you'll have it. Okay, friends? Not complicated. Nothing we do is complicated. Remember, if it's complicated, I'm not doing it. You can go to sites that are very complicated. There's a lot of great chefs out there. They do things, mamma mia. Only in a restaurant business would you do that. We don't do restaurant business thing here. We do home cooking. Eggs. The total weight of the egg is 60% of your flour. I got 300 grams, 180 grams of eggs. How do you break it down? I like to put 3 eggs and 2 yolks. I use large eggs. Usually it comes out to be about the same. Maybe 1 or 2 grams one way or another, but I've done it 100 times. It's pretty similar as long as you use large eggs. All right? 180 grams of eggs. All right, some people only put the yolks. I like to put 3 whole and 2 yolks. We're gonna blend this up. Now you can do it by hand. You put the flour in a table, put a hole in it with a cup, mix it up, bring it up. You can do it by hand. You got one of those? Trust me, it's a lot quicker and a lot more efficient. We're gonna do it until we got dough. It's really that simple. We're gonna get dough, you'll see. 1, 2, 3. No mixing, no playing around with the flour everywhere. Really simple. You watch. 17 seconds. We got dough, friend. Here we go. We got dough. Bring it up. You got dough. Voila. We got dough. Doesn't look good, but it's okay. Trust me, it's going to look good by the time I'm done. Let me take all this out of here. I'll show you what to do, friends. Very simple, huh? Very simple. We're going to take it. We're going to put it upside down. We're going to make sure there's nothing in here left. There's not. We're doing good. And, by the way, hot water right away. Don't wait like, oh, I'll clean it up later. That's difficult. Now, friends, there's a little bit of flour here left. I'm going to combine it, but otherwise, I don't want to add any flour. Now, I have a little bit left right here. In case I need it, okay? In case I need it, I'll put it right here so it's not in the middle of the camera. Let's bring everything up. And all we're going to do, friends, is we're going to bring. Now, this is a tough part. If you have a commercial mixer, but if you have a commercial mixer, you're probably not here watching me, right? Because you're in the restaurant business, you know how to make your pasta. But this dough right there is a little sticky right now. It's a little wet. Resist the temptation, friends. Resist the temptation to put flour, at least for a minute or two. A minute or two, we are going to All I'm doing is I'm turning it and I'm pushing it. Turning it, pushing it. Turning it, pushing it. Okay, that's all I'm doing. And until it's nice and smooth. So now, what we have to do, friends, we have to knead this dough. And believe it or not, my friends, this cannot be done with a mixer. It really cannot. Not the home mixer you got at home. Okay, so you have to do it like this. And you want to be gentle. Okay, now I have it almost together. It certainly is not ready. I need to work on it, but I want to show you. This dough is very hard dough. That's why you don't want to do it with a mixer. It doesn't, it's still a little sticky. Remember, unless it really, really sticks here, you don't put any more flour. What happened here, we need to work it. We need to work up the gluten to give it some consistency. So what we do here, friends, we put our hand like that and we fold it a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Don't fold it in half like you would do for bread, okay? It doesn't work, okay? Just a little bit. See, look, fold it a little bit and twist it around. Fold it a little bit and see, I keep my hand open. I don't use my fingers, okay? And I go like this. Very simple. See, twist it, twist it around. And this, my friends, I want you to do for 10 minutes. You're going to say, what? The thing of it is, my friends, you're going to do it for a minute and you're going to go, okay, 10 minutes must have went by. No, I promise you, my friends, you have to do this 10 minutes. Okay, you put a timer on. Tell Siri to give you a 10 minutes timer. I do this. There you go, 10 minutes. I'm an old fashioned. So I do this. But you can certainly tell Siri to do it for you. People think I don't have a phone. I got one. Now what I do with it is a different story. So look, friends. I turn and I push. Turn and push. Turn and push. Okay? And I'm going to continue doing this in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes from now, I'll come back. And I'm probably going to need a cup of coffee or something because I'm going to be a little tired. Believe me. You don't want to do it too hard. Just look. See, don't push it too hard. Just like this. All right, friends? I'm going to do this for 10 minutes. The idea is to make this smooth as silk. See, right now it's not quite as smooth. Come back in 10 minutes. 9 by now, right? I see you in 9 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. So at the end, you're going to have a little bit of an opening at the end. Just don't be afraid to put it in. If it's too much of an opening, you put a little water in your finger and you close it like this. The idea is, this is beautiful. You see? You go like this. You give it a little tapping, and then you move it around like this with your fingers, okay? And you have yourself a beautiful, beautiful. So what you do now, you take a little bit of the flour that we didn't want to use earlier, a little bit of the flour, put it in and out, and then we'll wrap it in plastic film. Okay, friends? We want to make sure we wrap it nice and tight, no air. You can put it in a bowl and put a cover on it also. Put a bowl on it, you know, put a glass bowl on it, just like this. And you're good to go. There's nothing wrong with this at all. Just like this. Okay, I'll wrap it up with plastic. 1 or 2 hours. I'd rather have a smaller bowl than this, but that's all I had right there. A bowl that size would be perfect. 2 hours. If you don't have time to do it right away, don't worry about it. Just make sure you get it done before you go to bed. Okay, you don't want to put it in the refrigerator and then let it out again the next day. I mean, you could, but just take it out and leave it to rest at least 2 hours. Don't put it in the refrigerator, and then you're ready to roll. And in 2 hours from now, I'll show you what I do. All right? Be back in 2 hours. All right, friends. We're going to cut it. We're going to first cut it into sheets, and then we're going to take those sheets and we're going to cut it in noodles. We're going to do fettuccine, pappardelle. You can even do linguine. I'll show you. So, friends, this is a typical manual pasta roller. You attach them to your counter, and I have an issue attaching to my counter. My counter is big, but you can put it in a cutting board, and it works. They're wonderful. However, and they have the same attachment, 8 to 0, 1 to 8, depends how some of them go. But different settings where the dough gets thinner and thinner and thinner. If you have a KitchenAid mixer, friends, I can't stress enough. If you have enough, buy one of those. It comes in with 2 or 3 different attachment cutters for linguine, for fettuccine, and for pasta sheets. If you have one of those, by all means, buy one of those. You know what's interesting is the manual machine costs the same as this 3 attachment that comes in with the attachments. If you have one of those, by all means, buy this instead of this, okay? But this is good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just this makes our life easier. All right. So the dough. Let's go back to the dough and remember, wrap it really good. Let it rest. And now we're going to put a little bit of flour, just a little bit. We don't want to, and we're using the same 00 flour. It's really important. And now what we're going to do, friends, we're going to cut it in 4 pieces. So we can make 4 sheets. Then we can cut in different shapes, okay? And what we do now, in the meantime, the other piece, we're going to wrap them really good, okay? We have to wrap them really, really good because we don't want it to dry out. So you keep them like this, okay? Don't put them together because they're gonna stick together. All right, so now we take a rolling pin and we roll this so we can put it through our pasta sheeters. So we can make pasta sheets. And you want it to be thin enough so it goes through the machine, okay? Thin enough. And then of course we're gonna go with the biggest number in this machine. In this machine is 8, and then goes down all the way down to 1. All right, so make sure there's a little flour in here. Don't be afraid to put a little flour in there so it doesn't stick to your machine, okay? And we're gonna go slowly. We're gonna run the first turn, okay, just like this. All right, and we're probably gonna do it one more time. And all right, so now, as you notice, the dough is in pointy. It's pointy over here, it's pointy over there. And we don't want this, so what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to get it where it's straight. And so we're going to roll it a little bit again, and we're going to run it again. And we keep it at that temperature, at that size right now. You may want to put it so it's fairly even all the way through. Okay, we'll run it one more time, but this time we're going to go a little skinnier. I'm going to show you. Because I wanted to make it where it's the same width as my cutter, my machine right there. So what I do is I have 2 little marks right here on my cutting board, you see? And I want it to be inside this. So I fold it this way, and I fold it this way. And you see now, I should be able to have it about that length right there, that width that is. It doesn't always come out nice and straight, but it's okay. We want it to be fairly straight. Now, it's very important. Now we go back to the big size. We want to be straight when you put it in. So both sides goes in at the same time, and it kind of makes it easier to come up with a decent straight piece than is the width of this cutter right there. You see? Now we're side to side. We're not small anymore. We're not like this anymore. All right? So we're going to continue. Now we're on the bigger size. So we're going to go to the next size, which is size number 7. We're going to go down, and we can go a little faster. As you go, if you see your dough catches, you put a little more flour. Don't be afraid to put more flour at this point, okay? It's not that difficult, you see? You can run them 2 times on each number. It's really up to you. All right, now we're going to go a little bit more. We're going to go to number 6. And we can pull them a little bit, you see? They'll make it a little wider. And we make sure we're straight. When we do this, friends, we have to make sure we are straight. Meaning when I put it in, no drinking, straight. Not like this, not like this, that's what I mean. Okay, I want to make sure I'm straight. So I go in straight, you see? and I put it so it's nice and straight. And I go in again. You see, it's not complicated. And you hold it with the back of the hand, okay? Back of the hand. I want to go to the next number. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Now I'm on number 4 already, you see? Straight, 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 straight. Number 4. And we're doing quite well. We're not exactly straight in the bottom, but we can cut that. Number 4. Okay, now we're going to go to number 3. And straight. We have nice sheets. It's looking very nice. Okay, let's go one more time on number 3. Now, if I'm making a ravioli, a filled pasta, I want to go all the way down to number 1, very, very thin. But for a noodle, I'm perfectly happy going to number 2. Now, it's going to be very big. You can cut it in half now. You have smaller noodles, or you can leave it the way it is. See, it's very long. You see, at this point, friends, you can cut it in half, or you can just leave it the way it is right there. Okay? So, this is to get the pasta sheets. And what I like to do with the pasta sheet, friends, let me get a little in order right there. In a pasta sheet, I like to lay it down nice. And at this point, it's a little sticky. So you want to put a little flour, or what I like to do, friends, let me just make sure it's straight here. See, this is, if it gets sticky, if you don't put enough flour, it gets a little sticky. And the flour, well, I didn't put enough. Oh, I'm using semolina flour. Semolina flour. Semolina makes it easy to when you have your pasta sheet, you see? It makes it really, really easy with your pasta sheet, the semolina flour. This is it right there, friends, that I'm using. Okay, this is a rough semolina, so it's not very thin, but it works out just fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, friends, I'm going to roll them all up. I'm going to roll all my sheets, and then I come back later on. I'm going to do the same thing again 3 more times. I'm going to roll my sheet, and then when I come back, I'll show you how to cut the noodles. Okay, so be back in a minute. All right, friends, so don't be afraid to put a lot of that semolina flour. That really helps, I'll tell you. Or the 00 flour, or whatever flour you use, right? It's very important. And there's nothing wrong with letting them dry a little bit. They actually like it that way. They like it. Yeah, they like it. Do you like it, guys? Yeah, they like it. And I cut the ends off. It's very important you get to the cutter, then we're going to use it in the machine with a straight edge. Okay, so straight edge. Now, of course, you don't have to go with a straight edge. But I'm a little anal, and I like to go everything nice and straight. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of the flour, or the semolina, whatever you want to put in here, in your roller, just a little bit right there. This is the fettuccine. And we're going to go in nice and straight, and we're going to go in. Oh, wow, look at flour. Now, it's very important, friends. Like I say, you go in straight. If you don't go in straight, you're going to have issues. Okay, so we go in, and your fettuccine is going to come out beautiful. You see? And the one that are going to come out before, the little ones, is because your piece, your slice, your sheet was not very straight. So if it's not very straight, then it comes out. Now, at this point, it's very important, friends. Then we have a lot of flour, a lot of semolina, or you can hang them. Okay, there's some pasta thing. I had one somewhere where you can actually hang them a little while and let them dry a little bit. Otherwise, I promise you, friends, they are going to, if you don't put enough semolina in there, they're all going to stick together. So don't be afraid to put a lot of semolina there, and then you roll them like this. But let me tell you, if they don't have enough semolina, my friends, those guys right there are going to really, really stick together. Okay? It's really important to let them dry a little bit. Okay? This one escaped. So, all right. So that was for the fettuccine. So now what I got to do is take it out and put it in a linguine in there. And that's a little skinnier. It's not that complicated. And if it's too wide, see, like right here, look. See, this one is narrow and I got a little wide right there. So you know what I do? I just bring it in and voila. So I'm a little more straight. Okay, because if I'm not more straight, then my linguinis are gonna be all over the place. So, so here we go. We're going like this. And it's the same idea, except it's very, very, very small, you see? Very, very, very small. Same idea. Okay, look, it's pretty simple. And those, let me tell you, they take a minute to cook. A minute. Those are gonna take a minute to cook. A lot of semolina in here, let me tell you, friends, okay? Otherwise, they're gonna be sticking, okay? And your dough is right there, and put them all together, and voila, you got another nest of the linguine, okay? So now we're gonna make pappardelle, but we're gonna make it by hand because the machine don't come with it. So I got it everywhere. So look, you take your pasta, make sure, especially at the end, you got a lot of flour or semolina right there, okay? And what you're gonna do, you're gonna be gentle now. Be gentle. Roll them. Don't tight now. No tight. And then flip it around. It's very simple. Very simple, friends. Go like this. My grandmother used to do it with one of those pins. You know the pin. Then she had one here, and cotton, and she would make sweaters and things. I don't know how it's called. But anyway, I'm going to use a skewer, right? And we'll put it right there. And the pappardelle is just a large fettuccine, that's all. And you know, how large do you want to make it? It's really up to you. And you put it here like that, and then you go inside, and then you flip them, and voila, you got your pappardelle, you see? And they're beautiful. But again, like I said, you got to make sure you put a lot of, you can let them dry right there in those racks. I have one somewhere. I forgot where it is, but it's very simple, friends, okay? So just make sure they have a lot of semolina, a lot of flour. Otherwise, I promise you they're going to stick, and then you put them together. But I tell you, if you do this right there, it's beautiful to put it in a nice nest like this. But I'm telling you what, friends, they stick unless you put a lot of semolina in there, all right? Friends, and then you know what I'll do is if you want me to make some ravioli and tortellonis, I'll take this guy down to number 1, the very, very thin, almost transparent, like a fabric you want to wear. and I'll show you how to make those. Friends, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring the bell. Thanks for watching, friends. It was a pleasure doing it for you. Oh, I always forget something, you know. When you cook it and you put the semolina on the pasta, right? And you put it in the water, it's going to cook in 2 minutes. Don't take your water and put it in the colander, because all that semolina flour, then it's not very fine, this one. It's going to fall on top of the pot. So you drain the water, and the water goes on top, and then the semolina then fell in the bottom of the pot. It is now on top of your pasta. You don't want it. Semolina, the minute you put it in the water, it's going to fall in the bottom. You want to leave it there. So take a strainer, a spider thing, a tongue, a pasta fork, whatever you need to get rid of them, but don't pour the water on top of it. All right? I forgot to tell you that. It's very important. I'm glad I remembered. Actually, Jack remembered.